Remember to subscribe and like the video because we have huge things coming. John Wall versus Kyrie Irving. Same position, two entirely different skill sets, and one huge rivalry. Normally something like this is opinionated, but with facts and logic, I'll prove to you today why John Wall is the far superior player. Since Wall has not been healthy in some time, and Irving has had his own injury issues, statistics from Wall's 2016-2017 season, and Irving's last season with the Cavaliers, and first season with the Celtics will be used. But before we get into that, we must dive into what makes each of these players so dynamic when they are on the floor. Let's start with John Wall. John Wall came out of Kentucky as the Suns' top pick in the draft. Not only was he the best player available, it just so happened that the Washington Wizards needed a point guard. When Wall first came into the league, he was labeled as a speed demon. He was known for his blazing speed and an inability to control it. As years went on and Wall progressed, he became a complete player. His above-average height and weight for a point guard, at 6'4", 210 pounds, allowed him to bully smaller players and use his speed to get around bigger ones. His court vision is what set him apart. However, his average of 9.2 assists per game put him at 6th of all time. As his play took off, his ability for making highlight plays caught the eye of every fan. He was proclaimed the greatest shot-blocking point guard to ever play in the NBA, and his chase-down blocks became a signature move. In 2017, John Wall really took off. He led the Wizards to 4th place in the Eastern Conference after averaging 23 points, almost 11 assists, and 2 steals per game. He was on par with nearly any point guard, and his defense was able to contain almost any opponent. Although the Wizards lost in the second round of the playoffs, John Wall showed that he was a true leader and could carry his team when he needed to. His great play was awarded with an All-NBA third-team selection, whereas Wall relies on superior court vision athleticism. When Irving came out of Duke in 2011, he had not played much. His highlight tapes, however, suggested that he had. His handles rivaled those of the legendary Allen Iverson. Irving, like Wall, was selected first overall, but by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Having recently gone through the pain of seeing homegrown star LeBron James leave for Miami, Cleveland needed a new face for the franchise, and that was Kyrie. Clutch jumpers made him an instant media sensation. He won Rookie of the Year and never looked back. His team, however, did not share the same success. The Cavaliers were dysfunctional and didn't seem to have much of a future until LeBron came back. Kyrie put up his best numbers with James, in town averaging 25 points, 5.8 assists, and 40% from the three-point line in his last season with the team, which is something Wall never did. To really compare these two All-Stars, head-to-head competition needs to be taken into account as well, because LeBron James will factor so heavily into this. Games where he played with Irving against Wall will not be used. In 8 career games without LeBron, Kyrie is 3-5 against John Wall. In those 8 games, Wall averaged 22.1 points, 10.7 assists, 4.4 rebounds, and 2.5 steals. Irving in those same games averaged 23.7 points, 5.8 assists, 2.5 rebounds, and 0.8 steals. One memorable matchup they had that backs up those stats was Christmas 2017, where Wall outdueled his Celtic rival, scoring 21 points and dishing out 14 assists on a massive national stage. Irving, on the other hand, scored 20 points and had 5 assists. Wall proves day in and day out that if he has the ability to beat Kyrie Irving, and even if Irving has better dribbling and shooting, Wall dominates Irving head-to-head, either by scoring or passing. On defense, Wall is light years ahead of the now Brooklyn Nets point guard. Anyone who watches the two-star point guards face off can see that. When healthy, John Wall is head and shoulders above Kyrie Irving. They almost certainly will not play in the playoffs this year due to their respective injuries, but when both are healthy, Wizards versus Nets will definitely be a matchup to watch. Remember to subscribe and like the video because we have huge things coming.